guys, players, Bangot Dak, Julian Hammond III, Coach Tad Boyle. We'll go ahead and have Coach start with an opening statement. We'll open it up to questions from the players so they can be dismissed, and then we'll continue with Coach. Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, look, our guys battled tonight. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you don't out rebound KU by 15 if you don't come to battle, and that was one of the keys of the game. But we got to do more than just one thing well on any given night, and that's kind of been the story of our year. Against Baylor, we guarded, didn't rebound very well. Got to the free throw line tonight. We rebounded well, didn't guard very well, didn't get to the free throw line. KU beats us by 9 there, and Hunter Dickinson's a beast down there. He's a good player, and didn't think we handled him very well. But our guys battled and they played hard, and I don't fault our effort. I don't fault our toughness. We just have to be more consistent in various parts of the game, not just one on any given night. Right now, we're when we come up a little bit short, we've usually done one thing pretty well. Tonight we rebounded the ball well, but we don't do 2 or 3 or 4 things well, which is what you have to do to beat a team like KU, because our margin for error, is very, very small. And we get 24. I thought open looks from 3. I didn't think we had too many bad looks. They were open looks. They put 5 for 24 is it's going to be hard to beat a team. And we missed 40 some shots, so we should have 18 offensive rebounds. But our guys' efforts there, we just gotta regroup, and we got 3 games left. We haven't won on the road yet. That's a challenge I laid to our guys in the locker room, and we got 2 opportunities for that, and then we got 5 seniors for senior night. So coming down the stretch here, and this team is not giving up. They are continuing to battle, and I got great respect for not just Julian and Bangot that are here with me right now, but for all the guys in that locker room. They've not given up, and they've not given up on each other, and that's a testament to their character.
Any questions for the players?
Bang, a performance like this against a team like Kansas, what does this mean for you, and what was the moment like in the game?
I think it just means I could play out there, with people like that and against a team like that. And I think it just means that, just going out there and competing, that you can prove what you can do out there, you can play out there. So it's just what I try to go do.
Yeah, for you, you said that you had a lot of impressive dunks tonight. What went into your aggression and those putbacks and some of those looks?
My coach just tells me to put a lot of pressure on the rim because I know I'm a good rim threat. So I was trying to do that a lot tonight, and also put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. So I'm trying to go do that too.
And obviously it's a tough matchup against Hunter, but just what's the mentality going into the game, and how do you keep your focus when he's kind of getting in a rhythm there early?
It's hard because you're All-American player, you're 7'2", so just trying to go out there and battle him and push him out of spots is kind of hard because he knows where to get and knows where to get touches. And yeah, I just try to think next play with him, but it's kind of hard, to just get him out the paint.
Julian, only one more home game. What was it like tonight seeing
It was cool because we haven't really had that this year as much. But it's nice to see a lot of people come out here and have a good environment at home, because all the places that we put on the road always have good environments and stuff like that. So it was cool.
Question for either of you. The energy was at very high points at certain points of this game. How do you feel like you guys built on that well, and what are some things you can do to maintain it?
I just think obviously we go on runs, it gets loud and stuff, and they're also a good team, so they're gonna score, they're gonna go on their runs, but when they do, we can't let them go on 6-8 point runs. Got to be 4 points, so we don't let it. So it's not a game of runs. They're up, we're up, they're up, we're up, and we kept on getting close within 2 or within 4, then they would stretch it back to 9 or 10.
Kansas came into this game the top defensive 3-point defensive field goal percentage in the league. Tad just said he thought you guys had some good looks tonight. This is 2 games where you guys have struggled to knock down shots against Kansas. What do they do on the perimeter defensively to kind of make things tough for you guys?
I mean, like you said, they do a good job against everybody. But I mean, tonight I really didn't think it was them. I really thought it was us. We were just missing. We had a lot of good looks, you know, a lot of good shooters, had good shots, and they just didn't go down.
Anything else for the players? Okay, go ahead. Thanks, guys. You guys are dismissed. We'll continue, coach.
That with Dickinson, it felt like every time you guys were getting close, tying it, even briefly taking lead in the second half, he was there to respond with the bucket. I mean, just what about him? What about his game?
Well, the thing that makes him so difficult is, you know, obviously you've got his size, not only just his height, but, you know, his weight, but his understanding of where to position his body. And then, you know, you're not going to move him. So you got to beat him to the spot. And if you don't beat him to the spot, you're in trouble. Our game plan tonight with him was when the ball was above the foul line extended, we wanted to be 3/4. And if the ball came in, it had to come in on a lob. And then you got to move your feet because you're not going to win a wrestling contest with that dude. Okay? You got to move your feet to get behind him and make him score over you. So, you know, Bangot 6'11", and he can block shots. Elijah's 6'11", and he's got some beef to him that maybe Bangot doesn't have. Those were the two guys that had him most of the night. And then you got to have help from your guards when you're playing behind him. And the problem we had, and it happened to KU as well, they run an overload play, and it's a good play, and they burned us on it, you know, at their place, I think 3 or 4 times tonight. They got it 2 or 3 as well. But on that play, you know, if you're on 3/4 and that lob comes in and you go high side, he's going to catch the ball and he's going to finish because he keeps it high. He's got great hands. He's a good finisher. And so we didn't execute the game plan on that. Now, if the ball goes to the corner, we got to front him and not let it come in. And then they're going to flash the opposite big, and then they're going to go high-low. And now you got to move your feet and play smart. I mean, look, post defense is not for pussies. It's for men. Like you got to be a grown man to play post defense on Hunter Dickinson, and you got to do it with your brain and your feet. And we didn't play very good with our brain and our post defense, and our footwork wasn't good enough. And his is, and like Bangot said, that's, you know, he's an All-American. That's a tough matchup for BD. He's giving away a lot of, so he's got to have a brain and a feet, and you know, he's young. He hadn't played against a guy like that. Now he has. And you know what makes Bangot to me so intriguing as a player is the fact that I would think he's going to be able to guard 5 positions before he leaves here. But he's not there yet. So he's got to keep learning and improving, and I believe he will.
Elijah Malone seems to have been more active, not just
Yeah.
the last few games.
Yep.
What be the message, you know, especially on the glass, he's been a lot more active.
He has.
The message directed to him.
Yeah, he's. I think Elijah's starting to figure it out. Again, this is a new level for him, and it's taken him a while to figure it out. Like, he's made 3 plays now defensively: 1 against Iowa State, 1 against Baylor, 1 tonight against Kansas, that he wouldn't have made defensive plays. He wouldn't have made at all, even 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago when we played Kansas, he didn't make those plays. And you know, so he's starting to figure it out as a ball screen defender, and getting better there. You know, he's a good low post scorer. Now he had trouble tonight with Dickinson. You know, he's a big body, and Elijah's got to understand, when does he need to use his strength and his muscle, and when does he need to use his skill. When Hunter Dickinson's guarding, you got to use your skill, and he did a great job of that in Lawrence. You know, tonight he didn't do as good a job, but I thought his activity level, his effort level is getting better. There's no doubt about it, and his rebounding is getting better.
Yeah, there's the old adage, you win or you were tonight, and maybe.
Sean, I think you learn every time you step on the floor. I think you learn in practice. I think, or you don't learn. You know, there's a flip side of that. You don't learn just because you play. You learn by being attentive, concentrating, listening, seeing, watching film. You can learn from Hunter Dickinson as a post player on our team. You can learn from KJ Adams and how hard he rolls to the rim. So you can learn a lot, and you can learn from wins. The other night against Bader, we didn't play very well down the stretch. We still won a game, but we got to learn from the mistakes we made down the stretch in that game. Tonight we got to learn, that you play KU and your margin for error is small, so like you got to make them earn every shot, and we gave them a lot of easy ones, and we didn't execute our defensive game plan well enough. So you learn every time you step on the floor, whether it's in practice, whether it's in a game, whether you win, whether you lose. It's not like you learn more from losses than you do wins. It's just more frustrating, and we've had a lot of frustration this year.
You mentioned the highs that Bangot.
Yeah.
Games, then there's the value 3-point shooter.
Yep.
And then some of the maybe silly turnovers. I mean, how does he? Obviously, he didn't play a ton last year, so it's still kind of like a freshman season. How does he get to being the level that Hunter Dickinson has? If he's got that capability?
Yeah, I think I talked to Bangot. I pulled him aside at practice yesterday, and I said, the biggest thing you've got to understand is to be an effective player at this level, you've got to be consistent, and you want to be consistently good. And right now you're doing some really, really good things on offense and on defense, but you're not consistent in either one of those. And so for you to become the player you want to become, you got to be consistent. And I agree with you, Tyler. I've looked at this like his freshman year. I'm so mad at myself for not making Bangot redshirt last year rather than asking him. He didn't want to, and he didn't. And it's unfortunate because he'd have another year of college on the back end that he's not going to have, and I think he's going to regret that, and I'm going to regret it for him. So, but with that being said, you just got to keep getting better. The worst thing you want to hear as a player is, "Oh, that guy's got potential." That means you're not getting it done now. It means you're going to be good tomorrow, but you ain't very good today. And I think Bangot does have potential, but he's done some good things for us this year. He's just got to be more consistent, and he knows that. And gets back to Sean's point: he's got to learn, and the quicker he learns, better he'll become a great, great player. If it takes him a while, it may take him till he's a senior. I don't know. Everybody learns at different rates.
That is, you don't play again until Sunday.
Yeah.
This is kind of the closest Pac-12 one game a week
Yeah.
that you're having in the Big 12 schedule. How do you handle that this week? You get a little extra rest in?
Yeah, I fight myself because we need, I think mentally our kids probably need a little bit of a break. But you go 5 for 24 from three, it's hard to say, okay, let's take 2 days off. I'm not saying we have to grind them in practice. We're going to take tomorrow off for sure. You got to take 1 day off a week per NCAA rules. But we got to make shots. And the only way you make shots is you get reps in the gym. And, it's just like the only way you get bigger, stronger is you get in the weight room and you eat right, So we got to get better. And we've got a very, very short period of time. So I don't know the answer to that right now. I know we're going to take tomorrow off. And then Wednesday I'll see. And I'm not going to grind them, with practice. I know that. But ideally I'd love to give them 2 days off. And I might end up doing that. But I haven't made that decision yet. So, but I do know whatever we do, we got to make sure on Sunday in Manhattan, Kansas, we are emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually ready to go and try to get a road win that we've not been able to get this year. So we got 2 opportunities. First one Sunday in Manhattan. So.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
All right.